to stream. Oh, okay. So I hope now I'm live. Maybe it is not through the initial canal. Let me see. Yeah. Again. Right. Okay. Yeah. Again. Wait a minute. So I'm gonna send a message to please leave this chat and join new stream. Okay, so I'm telling people to try a new stream because it doesn't seem to work on okay, there you go. Sorry about that, everyone. So I'm hoping now everybody hears me well. Okay. Okay, I'm muting the mic. There's nobody in there already. Oh, okay. Hi, Alan. Hi, Whiskey Pilgrim. Okay, now I'm in. I hope it's the initial one and I didn't have to do a new one. Seems to be freezing a bit, so I'm gonna on StreamYard. Then I won't be able to see show the comments. Okay. Why there isn't any comments? I don't see any comment. If anyone hears me or sees me, please let me know, because for now I have nothing. Oh yeah, thanks, Chris from The Last Drop. Hi, Matt from Ear Whiskey. I'm trying to set this through StreamYard. Thank you. But for the moment, I'm trying to see, because I'm half frozen on YouTube, while on StreamYard the speed is okay, but I have no views on comments. Oh, chat. Maybe I had to click that. Oh my God. I don't know what's going on. Last time it worked well. Show. Okay, hide. Have to be add to stream. Oh my God, what a crazy thing. I see many messages now. Thanks for the happy birthday messages. Open a new browser on your phone for comment. No, it's done. I think it's okay now. Hi, Guillaume, G2, the M as well. Hi, Chris. Don't use StreamYard chat. Why? Let me see YouTube. I don't have the sound on YouTube. So I think it's okay now. Hi, Guillaume, G2. Sorry, guys. So I think it's okay now. Hi, Guillaume, G2. Okay, so I'm going back into StreamYard because otherwise I don't have both too far behind StreamYard chat. Well, I don't understand what you mean, Chris. Do you hear me, see me well? I haven't touched your samples yet, Luna, to be honest. So many things to do. And I've opened 5 or 6 bottles for tonight. So yeah, if someone can tell me if that you can hear me and see me both, and there's no delay. That's please, I want to hear from you guys. And then we could start properly. Oh, super. Merci, Guillaume. Okay, guys. So what do I have? What was the idea of this live? Initially was not with StreamYard, because I didn't want to have guests, or at least at the beginning, because I wanted to show you my new bottles and ask a few questions maybe about my collection, about whiskey, about these latest bottlings or not so recent. And also, there is some giveaways I want to give you later on, and you will be knowing I'm going to do a giveaway with this Japanese chiming bell. Yeah, we do as we can. When I will do this, there will be a giveaway. There are giveaways I let people know in advance, the bottles on the table, basically, and there are other mysterious ones on my right. I'm surrounded by bottles, actually. Yeah, thank you, Matt. I thought of you with one question, by the way, that could interest you. I have several particular questions for some. If it doesn't work with the usual the 3-4 questions I've prepared. Okay, so what do I have in my glass? It was a recently purchased and open Larceny, which is a wheated bourbon. There you go. It was something I was hoping to. I've tried one time, and I was hoping to buy maybe a bottle of it, but I saw the prices in the US were very low compared to the 50 euros they ask in Europe for it. Larceny, by the way, it is a Old Forester. Yeah, I don't know this one, but I think you sent me a sample probably, so I will know it soon. Yeah, the color, I'm always messing up with the left and the right. I don't know how you guys do. Oh, hi again, Anthony and Nikki. Yeah, thanks everyone for popping in there, despite the wee problems at the start. So now I'm having Larceny, which is a wheated bourbon. If I'm not mistaken, the more bourbon connoisseurs than me, and they will probably be in the chat, know that better than me. I think it's between 10 to 30% wheat, and mostly as the second ingredient after corn, we can call it a wheated bourbon. But is it a category which is official? I'm not sure about it. The only thing that seems to be official is for me, I might be mistaken, but is when you have 51% of an ingredient, whether it's corn, rye, or wheat, you have to state it straight bourbon, straight wheat, straight rye, etc. Otherwise, you can do the mash bill as you like. You're not obliged to call it a straight bourbon, and if you have less, I think, then even 51. Yeah, if all the ingredients are almost equal, you cannot even call it a bourbon, if I'm not mistaken. That's why we have American whiskies, for instance. And I see something that's wrong, but I'm sorry. I forgot to pull out one bottle, and it's the one for Yu-Gi-Oh! From Yu-Gi-Oh! Too bad. I maybe move on discreetly later on to grab it. Anyway, this is a lovely whiskey. It comes by the liter in France at 49 euros, the cheapest you can find. So 92 proof, 46% ABV for us Europeans. And yeah, it is a lovely woody, but not woody in the sense of strong oak, harsh oak. No, it's mellowed. It has something that comes from the wheat that's very fruity, that's very melted with the vanilla, the sweet spices, and the oak. It's very gentle oak. Oh, Anthony, which whiskey? Oh, the Bimber. You're gonna review it? Okay, soon. Yeah, you mean the new one, right? The Richard. Yeah, I couldn't put my hands on it. I had to choose other priorities. I had a few issues to order, and then I gave up. There's some friends that called for help, but at the end of the day, I said, okay, let's go for something else, and maybe I'll catch up the next release. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, the Richard is good, but to give 100 euros when I was ready to maybe to buy at 80 and so, it was a bit too much for me compared to other purchases I had to do. So yeah, I discovered very late it was also on sale at La Maison du Whisky. But yeah, I guess it will be for another time. But I'm curious about it. I didn't take a sample of it. It was a mistake of mine. I only took the first release. So hope I can get some. Oh yeah. Hi Dom, thanks for joining in. Yeah, New Drum Drinker asks to Luna if she tried the forest whiskey, but in continental Europe we don't find this. I think maybe in Germany, but in French. Yeah, thanks Guillaume. Good idea. I don't have views on YouTube now because I'm only in StreamYard. Okay, so. Yeah, so I have this a bit of cinnamon, a bit of nutmeg as well. Yeah, nutmeg, something almost walnutty. Nutmeg, cinnamon, vanilla on the background. This is very sweet. Despite the 46, I already tried it, obviously. This is a very sweet, very pleasant bourbon aperitif. You take it in the summer, even with ice. Why not? Oh, okay. Well done, Luna. And forgot to say cheers, guys. Yeah, so it's the same sweetness, yet with some character. A bit warming up now the palate. And I will put a few drops of water, but it doesn't even need it. It's very easygoing. Thanks, Gohab. It's an anniversaire, in fact. It's more important than fete, but it's the intention that counts. So thank you, mate. Yeah, many of us have a lot of Alan have a lot of samples now to assess, and especially bourbons. So I will use the occasion to thank you, Luna Aaron, and thank you, Guillaume, the G to the M, about your kind providing of samples. I will do a special, I'll probably do 2 videos. First one will be about bottles I have, something like 5 to 7 or 10, I don't know, bourbons you should try, not before you die, but now. And maybe another one only about your samples, guys, that you kindly provided me. So cheers. Oh, nice notes from the forest. So is this first single malt from apparently from an English distillery located. I don't remember where is located. Anthony, if you can tell us. Thanks. Well, in England, you have a boom now in English distilleries. I think there's one called Yorkshire Distillery. I saw also there's the Borders, there's Bimber, there's Forest. I may forget some. Yeah. So just I'm not going to try them all because as you saw on the picture, and even in the picture, I forgot to put this absolutely stunning new purchase. I'm very proud of the dissertation from Dr. Dawn, Livermore, Wisers. I'm so glad to have secured to have one bottle, maybe another soon, I don't know. This is a masterpiece. Honestly, I have to rank this to 94 out of 100. Yeah, and it's rye driven, but not only, it's very subtle. Yeah, so with a few drops of water, cheers. Very mellow. There are even some, well, nice solvency. It's hard to describe solvency as a pleasant note, but you have to believe me, it can be a pleasant note because it comes from the esters. So it's an esteric component, descriptor, if I may say. So it can be, the solvency note can be very heady, but at other times it can be also very sweet. You can find its solvency notes in cognac, you can find it in some Armagnacs, you can find it also in some single malts, and also in some bourbons. Okay, so I'm gonna rinse this to go through the next one. And meanwhile, guys, I said Q&A because I wanted to know if there were some questions, maybe some short ones with short answers. You would like to know about what I do, what I say in my channel, my website, etc. There are a lot of things coming in terms of videos. I have a big one to do that needs a lot of editing, so I might need help. Once again, I may ask to some people. It's mainly things that I should know already, but I'm not a specialist of it. And I hate the timeline that goes under. Yeah, I need to put some images, to insert images of bottles I don't have for a very special video. So yeah, before moving into another whiskey, yeah, is there any question over here, guys? Yeah, currently it's people speak, yeah, dissertation. Yeah, Chris had tried it on the whiskey show. Good. It's good because we don't have it here. Don't forget it. It's a bottling from 2017. So now it's discontinued. Now Dawn is working. It's a bit early now for Northern American YouTubers and fellow friends, but I saw that Dawn has finished now to work a whiskey which is now will be on sale very soon, if not already today. Oh, cheers. Matt, I will be tasting with you guys this one about Springbank, 17 years old Sherrywood. Fantastic stuff. I opened today especially to do a short reactions. There's so many things on the tables and that I cannot do a proper 20-minute review about each one, but I will give you my impressions later on. But cheers. What Springbank are you drinking? Your whiskey, Matt? Yeah, maybe it's a good idea now. Okay, I'm gonna. Hi, Eladi Whiskey Nerd. Good to see you there. I'm gonna pour now. Oh, what's going on? Computer doesn't like that. No, I don't want to end the broadcast. Oh my god. Okay. I'm pouring myself now for the second time of the day. Very tiny proportions. Yeah, we have to drink responsibly, of course. Yups. There you go. Springbank, 17 years old, and not to mistake, Sherrywood, and it's wait a minute, yeah, 1997 distilling and 2015 release. 9,120 bottles, bottled at 52.3 ABV. Comes with a red box as well. And it was myself, once again, myself Christmas gift last year, along with another bottle that the Altamore 18. There was a bargain on these two bottles, so I had it. I couldn't help myself having it. What do you guys say now? Oh, fantastic whiskey pilgrim. Yeah, you're right. It's a beautiful thing. Well, to be honest, I love it and I rate it very high, but it is not, nevertheless, the sherry from the old days, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to again complain. It is not the 12 years old cask strength from the 1990s, early 2000, the one I rated at the max. But still, it is very good, and in the average of what's in the market, it's a beautiful whiskey, believe me. Yeah, Luna, you're gonna taste this soon, I think. So what do... So, yeah, New Drum Drinker, I guess you're not talking about the Springbank, but the Forest, I think, probably. Okay, so cheers, guys, and let me give you a few impressions of this I uncorked earlier on. About the concept, I wanted to say about the concept of neck pour, etc. Have a special attitude towards it, because in my flat, which is often from 25, 28, in the summer even 30, and in the winter, fortunately below 22 or 20, the concept of waiting for the neck pour to vanish for something at a lower level is not necessarily working like in your houses, guys, because it's going to be drier, it's going to be a bit warmer with the air coming in the bottle. And if I don't pull that with a special device or case it, not sure it's going to evolve well. In my experience, there's many bottles that are already very good at the uncorking, and a few who needs obviously some time, even putting out the cork for 20 minutes, half a day, not, but a few hours. And unfortunately, that's what happened with this one. So I'm not gonna taste it tonight, because I think it's not ready yet. I've tasted it only 2 times, and it's not ready yet, and it's not as smooth as before. A few years ago. It's a recent release. I'm a bit disappointed, but I guess with this one I have to wait. Oh, hi, Rob. Good to see you there. Thanks. Yeah, yeah, you're right, Guillaume. It's a bit randomy, but we have also big guns in the pit territory, mind you. Oh, okay. Thanks, Rob. Just for passing by. I know you guys, you all have things to do. Yeah, you do what you can. So I appreciate you just even say hi for a minute or two or for an hour. Yeah. So The sherry here is more about dark fruit than red fruit. It's a complex profile. It has some, like people say, Springbank funk. It has some diesel, gas oil, but very, very sweet. Be reassured. Very sweet Springbank style, but it's melted with the smoke, with a hint of smoke, just tiny smoke, and then you got this on the finish, and that's wonderful. You start with the fruits, and then on the finish you have that. And earlier on, I tried to dilute it. It was great, but I prefer it undiluted, honestly. 52.3 is not a big deal. Besides, it's 70 years old. It's had the time to settle down a bit. It's not harsh at all. It's a very sweet indeed Springbank. Lovely one, I think. Luna asked when you would gas whiskey, talking about climate in a flat. Yeah, that's the problem. For now I didn't. I have bought those wine preserved gas bottles from Germany, by the way, your country, but I haven't used them yet. I've seen some comments, so I'm a bit sensitive to that. And for some bottles, I might use a wine. Just a wine process to put the gas off and then recork immediately. I'm not crazy about the gas idea because basically it puts void into your bottle instead of letting it oxidate. But some oxidation can be still good. It's a sensitive question anyway. Yeah, many friendly people. You're right, Rob. Yeah, I agree, Matt. Absolutely agree. I think it's a beautiful compromise. And I don't know this one, but cheers, Guillaume, G to the M, Guillaume is a collector from Belgium, and he's specialized in bourbon. So I think he knows his thing about it. He has a lot of things I have never heard even of. Yeah, that will be cool to. I cannot. Yeah, let me just see on YouTube if. Yeah, it's YouTube to see what's going on. I've unmuted. I think it's muted. YouTube. Okay, I muted. 16 people watching and 9 thumbs up. Cool. Thanks, guys. Oh, hi, Donna Pass. Thanks for being there. Good to see you. Yeah, whiskey. Yeah, Matt is doing great in his new podcast, film podcast. I think he has found the great formula for it. Oh, hi, Andrew. Good to see you there. Merci beaucoup. I thought of you earlier on. I'm gonna tell you guys later on why. Yeah, I liked your video about the Star Wars 10th anniversary. I was intrigued by this one. You can only find online. For us French, we have 2 new expressions. I completely agree with your statements in your video, Andrew. You know that I wrote it on the comment. These 2 new expressions are nice, lovely, always wine driven, okay, but the ABV I think has been dropped down for more, what can I say, maybe targeting to cocktail drinkers and young people, you know, so it's a bit it's a bit too commercial maybe for me. While the first one I had, which in the bar, which was the Solera, was for me more interesting than those 2. So I bet I guess the 10th anniversary you reviewed must be more interesting, has more oomph than the other ones. So yeah, please guys have a look at Prestige Liquid channel. Andrew is from Australia and is talking to you about whiskey, but especially from time to time about Australian whiskey. And I know a bit also about Australian whiskey because I worked earlier on for an Australian company before I launched a website, before I launched anything. It was an interesting experience. I met some guys from the founder, Bill Lark, guys from Helios Road, guys from, what was his name? Man. Okay. Once again, I'm live, I don't remember. Was not a guy from a distillery, Gordon Wright. Okay. He worked for Oddbins. If you're watching, hi, Gordon. And he helped me while I was in London visiting John Glazer and Doug McIver in 2007. It was a meeting by chance, and this guy helped me contact all the Australian distilleries around at that time. And that's why I get in touch with Patrick Maguire from Tasmania Distillery, who does the Sivans Cove. He sent me samples. I absolutely loved the samples, and he said, I need someone to help me in Paris translate and maybe present the whiskies. Can you do that just a few days per year the following years? I said yes. And it was very interesting, and the whiskies were awesome. So I'm happy to have some end of bottles I got from the end of the shows. And that's why I have some, because now the prices for this single malt are absolutely crazy. Let's have a look at the chat. Ooh, 1 o'clock in California, Donna Pass. It's 10 o'clock past. It's 10 p.m. here, Donna Pass. Yes, exactly, Chris. He knows his work. By the way, congrats, Chris, from the last drop for your 69 views of some sexy cognac or rum from a very special PS, let's say. Oh, hi, Swami. I was watching the beginning of your live, and I had to cut it to have dinner to start mine. Your yesterday's live, so I'm gonna watch it in its entirety later on. I love Antonio Whiskey Quest, by the way. I don't know much. I bourbon she wines, but yeah, I enjoy Whiskey Quest Antonio's videos. So people, yeah, please watch Whiskey Quest, watch Prestige Liquid, watch New Dram Drinker. There's a wink there. Watch Malted in Montreal, etc. And if you want to see geeky things, read geeky things, there's more geeking than this guy. Have a look at E-Lady Whiskey Nerd blog. You're gonna be crazy about all the stuff he does. Cheers, mate. Yeah. I never seen so funny and I don't know the word in English. Provocative and funny video as the one about Ron Jeremy, Chris. Well done. But I won't do the same, I promise. So yeah, let's finish with that Springbank. Oh man. And just to let you know, when I will click the bell here, I will give you guys a giveaway for the one that answers my question the first. I will base it on StreamYard because I can't see the answers on, on YouTube. I will give you away two samples you will choose. Obviously not 10 times the two same, but for everyone. But among these, which is the uncorked recently or today, Aaron Sherry Cask Finish. This is absolutely stunning packaging, by the way. Cavalier Sherry Cask Matured at 46. That bids for me every Macallan under 200 euros, as I noticed it again yesterday. Sorry, guys. This now rare Highland Park Thor, 16 years old bourbon matured. Jewel. The Baines is not open yet. I think you can find it, so it's not on the deal. I'm sorry, the wise as well. It's so hard to find for me that I prefer not to put it in there. Same for the Four Roses. You can have larceny, of course, and giveaways, and you can also have this that I uncorked earlier on, which is a high-cost Swedish single malt, lightly peated. Very interesting one from the new range. They were called Bucks Distillery before. Last but not least, in the official list, yes, there's an unofficial one, Lagavulin 12 years old, special release, bottled in 2004 at 56.4. And I uncorked it today for you guys. I think that's it. So, wow. I have some question. Let me take some water, guys, and I'm going to answer to your questions. And if it's about the Highland Park, yeah, what is interesting recently, I had a tasting with some friends, and we had 3 or 4 different 25 years old Highland Parks. Alas, which I don't have in my collection. I have a lot of things, but not this. And it happened that the bourbon ones were very competitive, very interesting. So let me go back to the question a bit. Swami, I missed a question. Swami asked, is there a big difference between the Thor and the 7 years old full volume? Very good question, because I have the full volume. It's not open yet. I will do a face-to-face someday, because I think it could be interesting. I will be tempted to say the Thor has a bit more oomph, a bit more character. It's a bit more punchy, a bit more regular Highland Parky, if I may say, though it's bourbon driven. Then the price, I had this one at around 100 euros. It's from 2012, mind you. Yeah, 2012, guys, the Highland Park Thor, which came with that crazy thing. Well, let me pour it a bit now, maybe, and then I'm gonna put it back in his shell. So you can see the color, because the bottle is tainted. It was the first from the Valhalla collection. Second one was Lucky, which had more sherry casks on it. Third one, I don't remember the name. Freya, maybe. Yeah, Freya. And then the last one was Odin. I didn't try the Odin. I enjoyed the Freya and the Lucky, but for me they were a bit difficult whiskeys. So I preferred this one. Oops. Yeah. As you can see, it's a very clear color. It's a yellow gold. And on the nose, there's no peat in there, but strangely, because they put some heather in the, they mix some heather in the peat, because there's no trees, but there's some small arbuste in French. What's the name for in English for arbuste, please, Swami? Oh, thanks, Ryan, for joining in, and thanks for your wishes. Question. Have to switch back a bit, but Luna asked how I will compare these HPs to the old ones. I will be tempted to answer you. You will know it very soon. But I think previously, on my experience, except for travel retail and for the cheapest expressions. Usually Highland Park was using much more sherry casks for its core range than nowadays. And they tend to sell their bourbon cask more to blends because it's used for famous cruise, for instance, blended whiskey, and also to indie bottlers. That's why at a few very interesting exceptions, you won't find a lot of sherry casks indie bottlings, at least maybe some now, but I would say if you come across to 10 indie bottling of Highland Park, probably you will have 8 out of 10 that will be bourbon cask only. Doesn't mean it's bad, doesn't mean it's... For instance, here you have the heather honey trademark here. I'm very surprised because it's supposed not to be bourbon, not sherry cask in it. You have sweet spices, you have some vanilla, and underneath you have beautiful honey notes, not only from heather, but apparently from other kinds of flowers and green elements. Oh my god. Yeah, for me it's the best of the 4, honestly. Of the 3 I've tasted, at least. And even yesterday was a tasting where we had Ice Edition and Fire Edition, which is a sequel to this series, Valhalla Collection. They were interesting. One was port finished, the Fire, and the Ice was bourbon and sherry. They were good, but for 350 or 80 euros, it's not worth really the amount of money. The prices has gone really crazy, honestly. If you're gonna put some 400 euros in a Highland Park, get you 25 years old at least, official. Okay, let's go back to the chat. Sorry, guys, to see what I've missed. What was the name of the whiskey from High Coast? It was previously called Box, but there was an argue with Compass Box and the lawyers of the 2 companies. There was something that was saying, your name is close to our name, can you please change it? Honestly, I had a discussion with both companies, and it's a bit embarrassing to take an official position here in the live. I would say this, the more honestly I can say, the 2 parts are putting the others to the vote. It's the other's vote in negotiating. So it's hard to tell which one is right or wrong. I love John Glazer. He supports my websites. He supports the channel. I interviewed him. He was very, very upset with this question. I dared to ask privately. Well, I have to believe John, but at the same time, I love Box Distillery as well, who has become High Coast because of that. They haven't been arguing injustice. There was just some talks and demands to change the name, of what I've understood. Now they're called High Coast. At the beginning, I struggled with the name, and packaging was a bit different. But at the end of the day, it's the juice that's inside that counts, right, guys? So I enjoy what they do. I think for some things, they're better than McMyra, even if they are younger. They're experimenting less, but they have a better distillate, in my opinion. And God knows how I love McMyra. Sorry, guys, but I have some. But I think they are ones to watch. High Coast. Greek statues. What's this? I have missed something there, Matt. What do Greek statues are doing there? I don't know. Yeah. Luna says, I'm not sure about the Viking theme. It's a marketing trick. They changed this a few years ago. I interviewed the brand ambassador. I did a great topic on my, big topic, I mean, on my website. This was one of my very favorite distilleries. It has to be a bit lowered in the ranking because of some average proposals that I found very unsecure blending of the casks. I didn't like very much the dark origins, for instance. I'm not crazy about the walnut. I prefer the Valkyrie. There's some travel retail that was very disappointing. So yeah, but there's some proposal now that are interesting. So the full volume, the Valkyrie, not bad at all, and very interesting. I tasted yesterday the Twisted Tattoo that has a bourbon maturation and a Rioja Spanish wine finish. This is good. Honestly, this is quite good. 45 or 47, something like that ABV. This is sweet. This is targeted for youngsters, people who put tattoos on their hands and legs and stuff. 95 euros for that. I don't know. But it's good. It's a good whiskey. I think I estimated it to 87 or 86 out of 100. But for me, whiskey, which I will spend 100 euros for, should be over 90. Well. So what you guys are talking about now? Renaissance, yeah, interesting. Oh yeah, the censorship about the statues. It's a crazy thing. Honestly, I don't want to talk about politics in my YouTube channel. I do enough in other circumstances. I don't want this channel to be suppressed or censored because of politics. So I will... Oh, Dom is leaving. Have bon courage. Sorry, guy, and have a good work. And see you later on, maybe in the replay. Okay, let's put some water in this Highland Park 16. So there's an age statement in this one, 16 years old. There was 23,000 bottles of it. And I'm afraid I saw some crazy prices in some online sites for this one. I had a reminder, 100 euros. It was a bit bargained. But I saw it at 1,500 euros somewhere today. Okay, so Alan is leaving as well? Okay. Bye-bye, Alan. Thanks for joining in. I hope not everybody will not leave, because there's some giveaways, guys. Yep. Hi, Ryan. Yeah, we'll say go to the indies. Honestly, Cadenhead, for instance, has some crazy whiskeys in the small batch, Highland Parks, I mean, not only, but in the small batch collection as well as the authentic collection. And me, who is very picky about wine finishes often, I really have to say they did some crazy work with the red wine. 25, 27 years old, issued these last years. Oh, bye-bye, Greg. Eladi whiskey as well. I hope not everybody's leaving. But cheers, yeah. Mm. Oh my. Yeah, there's some herbs coming in with water. There's some tiny teaish notes. I mean, regular tea, a bit minty tea as well. Thé à la menthe for the French audience. Mint tea, but it's tiny. Yeah, beautiful, natural. Let's say no coloring there, no the natural style. Highland Park with no sherry or non-stated at least. Okay, I think it's a good time for first giveaway, guys. And I will let you choose, once again, 2 samples. Why 2 samples? Because posting here, shipping is expensive. For 1 sample, so I prefer to send 2. Then the people can try different things, and it's a more value price for sending samples for me. But again, you must be in countries where I can ship. So if in the US, I think the customs will take it away. It's a pity. So I prefer not to ship to the US. If you have friends who will visit you soon and you are from the US, please tell them and then email me. And even for the others, for the giveaways, for those who are not on Twitter, you can DM me in Twitter. For those who are not on Twitter, they can send me a mail to gs at gregswhiskeyguy.com, and I will see how to send you your gifts. So we got the Aaron Cherry Cask, Highland Park Thor. We have Lagavulin 12 2008, Springbank 17 Sherry, High Coast, Timmer, it's the name of the expression, lightly peated, a light but nice whiskey at 46%. First Pale Bourbon Cask. We have Larceny, which is a wheated Kentucky bourbon. And I have some special things that I may add here and there by surprise from different countries and ages. First question, guys. Are you ready? Are you ready? I want to know. Oh, hi, Nikki. I want to know if you're ready, please, guys, for the first question and first giveaway of 2 samples and maybe more. Oh, Luna is leaving soon. Okay, so Matt, does it mean you're ready? You're all ready? Okay, Anthony, can you stay 5 minutes more? Or Nikki? Oh my God, 5:30. Whoa. Oh, you didn't like, Guillaume didn't like the... Oh, okay. Okay, first question. I think it's a simple one. So first come, first serve. There's 3 Scottish malt distilleries that bear a royal suffix warrant or prefix sometimes. They have that state they have the royal warrant. But logically, honestly, there's some other distilleries that can claim to be royal that or royal this or this royal. But for me, there's one that should bear the name but doesn't, strangely. Despite historically, logically, they should be the one that had it first. Which is this distillery? I hope the question is clear. So you have Royal Lochnagar, you have Royal Brackla, and you have Glenry Royal, which is closed and then dismantled. I love this distillery, by the way. They should be a royal, but which one do you think it should be? And I hope there's not much delay. Okay, 1 minute. Less than 1 minute delay. So I hope the question is clear and that some of you guys may answer to it. Otherwise, I will have to change the question. I can see no answer. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Yes, Luna, you're right. As I see on... yeah, Luna is the first. Yes, it's the Glenlivet because King George IV liked it so much. He said, I want this distillery to be official now, and I give you the right to distill. And I give you in a way my warrant. Yeah, so it's the crown, yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Donna Pass. I appreciate it. And for the veterans. Okay. Luna, I suggest you you DM me later on. I have the list printed here, not printed, but written. As we know each other a bit, DM me on Twitter, whatever you want from this list. You will have 2 samples. I know we're going to meet soon, so it's not a big deal if you want the samples before, or if you want to try when you come, as you wish. Yeah, well done. Shall I, because it seemed to be late for many people, shall I do another giveaway now and a last one later on? What do you say, guys? Do you want me to taste another whiskey now, or do you want another giveaway? We're talking about history now, Luna, yeah. Well, while you're thinking of it, I don't want things to be too BS, but yeah, I have a question. When I give the question, I thought of some people. Okay, so I got one for everyone, but I think maybe Matt has an advantage on the others, maybe not. So, second giveaway. And Matt, if you answer to this, you will have a bonus sample. I have the bottle here down. So be prepared. When I take pictures to illustrate the videos, I'm gonna listen well. When I take pictures to illustrate with the bottles on my table, the videos I'm gonna do in a miniature, or when I post pictures on Twitter, there's a background. The background is my fine arts library, because I am still, I hope, a painter before being into whiskey, an artist painter. I have a lot of bottles, and at the level just behind the bottles, you can see some colorful catalogs. Are you still there, guys? And there's one catalog that should really appeal, even if he doesn't like the artist, to Matthias from Ear Whiskey. Have you an idea? And if it's other people, I'll let you a few minutes because he has an advantage. If he doesn't answer right away, you have the right to check out a few things. Okay, I'm gonna pour something in between and see, because the chat goes. I see on YouTube. Of course, you can join in if you like, but I will do a specific meeting and discovering other channels live. So this was not much about having guests, then doing some giveaways, and also the Q&A. I forgot to remind people if you have questions. Yeah, so thank you very much, Anthony and Nikki. And yeah, we're now in contact, so no problem, and you'll be more than welcome if you're living. But if you're not living, I don't have answers from Ear Whiskey yet. I'm gonna pour something else, so before going into peat, I think people should know about Taiwanese whiskeys. And even this one, which is not the cheapest, the range here begins at 50-60 euros for bottlings at 40% that are not very interesting, in my opinion, compared to the Scottish ones, which are 20 euros and with an age statement less expensive. But this one has no age statement, and I don't care. Why? Because at Kavalan in Taiwan, you have almost the same phenomenon than in Amrut Paul John, Ramper, I mean India's whiskies. So it's the very moistery climate. So there's a lot of humidity, and the angel share is very high. So it ages very quickly. Plus, they have a beautiful cask policy, and they source very well. Then they put it there. So this one is a sherry oak matured at 46% ABV. In France, you can have it around 90 euros. It's not cheap, but for me, it beats all the Macallans, the contemporary Macallans I have tasted so far, honestly. And I've tasted yesterday the edition number 5 of Macallan. All the fuss about this series, come on. Compared to the old days Macallans, come on. It's interesting. It was not a bad whiskey. I could score it 85, 86. But for 160 euros, I buy almost 2 of these instead, because this is a sherry bomb, even at 46%. Yeah, Luna, exactly. So what's going on there? Nobody can answer. Question is too complicated. Let's see on YouTube if I have answers. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Matt. Okay, so I will manage maybe to send you some samples. I think you're on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, please DM me, and I will send you samples about things we already talked in your channel during the live I was invited in. Bye-bye, Rob. Okay, I'm going to ask you another question then to every one of you. And it was a catalog. Yeah, sorry, Matt. It was a catalog about Asger Jorn, which is my favorite Danish modern painter, contemporary painter. He died in 73. So, yeah, it's modern more than contemporary, or a bit of both. Yeah, so it was Asger Jorn, white on blue background catalog. You're going to see it if you see a picture of my uncorking of dissertation, Wise's dissertation. You can see it right there behind it. Sorry. Okay, so I will replace this by another. I don't know if you like Asger Jorn, by the way. It was a Cobra movement artist, the best one for me of all those. I love Aleshinsky, which is from Belgium, by the way, and I have the chance to meet him. So another question. Okay. This one is about my videos, so I hope you're watching my videos. I think you do. But will you remember when I interviewed Don Livermore in a live recently? We talked about how he works, etc. And there was one question where he stated something that was very important for him as a master blender. It's not something technical. It's something very simple. So you might have remembered it. And I did the same statement, and I did the same thing. And there was almost 2 or 3 minutes about this topic. And he said, yeah, the master blenders don't do that, or don't do that enough. They should do more. They should do it more. And I agreed 100% with him. What was it? Can you remember, if you've seen the video, what was this thing he should do and other master blenders should do? And to help you, Don Livermore does that, and I applaud him for that. And most of them now, unfortunately, don't do it. And I think it's a mistake, and it's part of the work. Hope you will find out. I see. No, Guillaume, it's not experimenting. So like I said, it's not a technical thing. It's something very basic. No, Chris, it's not about experimenting. It's something even more basic than that. To help you a bit, Don Livermore is a master blender. He distills also, and he is not a brand ambassador, but by all means, he has become a brand ambassador. Because what is the most important thing for master blenders, or one of the most important things? It's very simple. Think of something very simple. While I'm having this Macallan. Oh, Macallan. You see what I just said? This one reminds me of the late 80s, early 90s era, 18 years old Macallan. Can you figure that? 1,000 euros now. Yeah, so you have all the Rancho. No, it is not. No, it's more simple than that, Matt and Chris. More simple than that. Think of something more general in what he does and others should do or other do. You create things, but you create things for... Oh my gosh, it's so good. You have everything, the oxidation of the sherry. You have all those fruits. You have all these nuts. You have some wax as well. No drink wine, no sherries. Let's see on YouTube. Prestige Liquid is very close, very close. I think I can give the point to Andrew. Unfortunately, I don't know how we will get any sample, but it's meeting people. Don says, if you don't meet people at the shows, you don't listen to them, what they want, what they do, what they think, you cannot create something for someone. You have to listen to the people and to understand how they comprehend your work, what they want, and also to explain them what you do. And we were both during this live that Matt, don't worry, you will have some anyway, because we talked about it. Oh, really? He has come to Europe? Yeah, so yeah, Matt, you're 100% right. No, Andrew. So yeah, Andrew, we must talk on DM on Twitter. So let me just write down Luna and Andrew. So yeah, it's a problem to send things. It's a big problem. Yeah, so basically it was to meet people and explain and things and hear what they have to say. How long this is? Let me. An hour or so. Okay. Yeah, sure. Andrew, I DM'd you previously prior to that. Because I know you're gonna review Australian whiskies and you missed some of those I have, which is very paradoxical, but to ship something to Australia that's been distilled in Australia. Oh man, this is to die for. If nobody knows this one, really guys, if you're sherry heads, you should definitely buy this one in particular, but it's more expensive, it's twice the price, the Solist Sherry Expressions cask strength. Yeah, the customs are strict, I was told, so it's very complicated. Again, what's the story of snow globes? Nobody can explain me what is it. I thought it was a joke. Don thought it was a joke, but we don't know what is it. So I'm French. I'm sorry. So someone has to explain me with simple words, please. What is snow globes? For once, or for God's sake. Okay. I was thinking maybe of another question. Okay, I'm gonna try because I want people to be happy and to. It's my birthday. I can do what I want. Nothing was planned to do a dinner today. My family's far. I don't know even if I'm gonna see them for Christmas. It's a bit complicated. We have railway strikes. Synonym for samples when you don't want to state your shipping. Yeah, but the thing is what you state, Matt, but how you send it technically. If you know, if they're checking it, luggage by luggage, parcel by parcel, if they have X-rays, because they have regulations about terrorism, I don't know. Yeah, this is a problem. But of course, yeah, we won't tell everything live now, but I see what you mean, Matt. Recently, some with a silly name, but it was too nearer than Australia. Ding, ding, ding. I'm trying another question. It's all for you guys. It's all for you. I'm trying to share what I have here. Not everything, because if some are lost, it will be a pity, but as much as I can, especially new open or newly bought acquired bottles. By the way, it's a bit far now to show it, but thank you very much again. You can see it on the picture of the live, and I've posted it, I think, the picture of a bottle on Twitter, and it will be part of my 5 or 10 bourbons to try. So again, thanks again, Guillaume, for the bottle of Smooth Amber Old Scout, 7 years old at 49.5 ABV. It's a beautiful bottle, bourbon with from West Virginia, MGP, but MGP is very good for what I tried, and it has some rye on it. It shows, so it's mostly corn and rye, if I'm not mistaken. It's a beautiful bottle. So yeah, thank you again, Guillaume, for that. Okay, Snow Globe Express. Just something to write on the customs. Okay, but I didn't see how it can be related to Snow Globe. Okay. Yeah, that's why I know as a Snow Globe, Lina. Okay, bye-bye, Chris. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm trying another giveaway now. Hope not. So, has everybody seen my latest post on my website? Bye. Thank you, Chris. I've talked about a show and recent show in France, and I mentioned my favorite bottle from the show, which unfortunately I couldn't buy myself, fetching 200 euros or more with the shipping, and almost sold out everywhere, or it's too complicated. Yeah, so does anyone know which is my favorite bottling from the French show called Salon Club Expert du Gars? And you can Google it if you want, but trying to see in YouTube if somebody has the answer. So yeah, I'm finishing this Cavalan, which I think is very good. Oh my god. And honestly, you have everything you want from a sherry whiskey. The only thing, the downside, is that if you dig a bit more into that, and you have experience about great sherry whiskeys, it might lack a little of depth, because it's young. But honestly, it's really difficult to state an age for this one. And the quality is so much there. Let me check out my first rating. I'm gonna correct it after two other tastings, but for now it's 94 out of 100. Just saying, I'm not an ambassador from or anyone, but yeah, I enjoy this very much. And again, let me show you. The color, it's probably not as dark as this, but it's the computer. It's quite dark. So I can see no comments about the question. So I don't know if people are still there, still commenting, or heading off. So yeah, lovely whiskey. And it is so beautiful integrated in the oak. There's almost no tannins in there. You have the best qualities of the great sherried whiskey from the family cask Wood and Farclas. You just miss a bit of depth. But when you see the young whiskies, the 10, 12 years old, even family cask, it's at the same level for me. So if you know Whiskey Show, I'm not here to push you to buy bottles. If you're in a whiskey show and you see Kavalan and you want to try affordable expressions, I think this for Luna, who's going to attend Intertrade, I think, show. Luna, have a look at what they do. You might find some interesting expressions. Otherwise, if all works well, you will try it here. If the strike is not too hard next month. Okay. Donapa says, bought the cheapest Kavalan last summer. Oh, really? Coffee malt? I'm surprised. Okay, don't worry, Andrew. We're going to fix this. So you already have won something, so it's not a big deal. What other question? Have you seen, guys? I want some other people to win something. Guys, have you seen my video? My most successful video, by the way, over 210 views, something 14, about Compass Box Affinity. If you've seen the video, my video about Compass Box Affinity, on the table I have set, and probably on the picture as well. Bye, Ryan. Thank you very much. Sorry if I'm coming too late for many. I thought it was not too late for Europe, but yeah, I can't have you all from all continents. Sorry. Thanks again, Andrew, to making the effort to see this at this time. Often it's like me, when the US especially guys do that at 3, 4 in the morning, I watch the replay because I often can be awake. So once again, if you see the video about Compass Box Affinity I made, the review and the construction a bit, there is on the table a bottle. There are Compass Box bottles mainly, but there is a bottle which is an intruder. There is a reason for that, because it's related to Calvados, but it's an intruder compared to the Compass Box bottles, which were displayed on the table, and I talked about them. Which whiskey is a whiskey, of course. It's a single malt whiskey from Scotland. Which whiskey was it, please? If you want to win other samples. Let's see if it's easier this time. I hope so. It's hard. It's. I thought my questions were not so difficult, but it seems they are. Yeah, I know. I know you're more into bourbon, Guillaume, but yeah, we swap samples already, and we're gonna continue. So don't worry about it. You will have others, but I don't have many bourbons. That's the point. I'm increasing my rate of American whiskeys for a few because I'm learning more about them, and I see beautiful channels about them. But yeah. Okay, an easier question. My God. If you have studied, if you had looked a bit at my website, okay, a simpler question. On my website, I'm talking about my experience, my travels, etc. And what is the first distillery, whiskey distillery I've been into? And I have a lot of pictures about it on the website. I have also did paintings about this distillery. And to give you a clue, I also have a bottle of it behind me. I can do things easier than that. And it's owned by a French company. It's a give. It's a giveaway. Okay, I think if you don't answer that one, we're doomed. I'm doomed. I give up. And I'm now before my shelves, and you still can see it. I cannot help you more than that, guys. Honestly. First Scottish single malt distillery I've visited, and it's a distillery whose parent company has also owned. Oh no! They also owned another famous distillery from, yes, the same land, Matt. I know you love Lagavulin. I know that. If you think of another distillery that has more praise in terms of fandom and also prices, you might find which distillery it is. Actually, it's the same owner. 50 or more ppm. Cannot help you more, guys. You gotta be devoted to your whiskey. So, owner of a Scottish malt Islay distillery and of a French owner of a Scottish malt Islay distillery and of a Northern Highlands distillery. Now, come on. Or take your malt whiskey yearbook and you find it right away. Let me see if someone on the YouTube, which goes faster from... No. Port Allen, no. I never visited Port Allen. It's too hard. No, guys, honestly, I cannot be easier than that. You see actually the bottle. Even now where I'm hiding a lot of bottles, you can see it. Then maybe it's not, I agree, the latest bottling, but it's sitting on a box of 2 glasses and a bottle of the current bottling. And can people see? No, they can't see. What else can I say to help? No. I think it's the one you love to, Matt. Okay, because you are more YouTube channel oriented than blogs oriented, let's say, younger than me or many of you as well. Whatever I was saying, if one of the two distilleries the French owner owns is the favorite, probably the favorite isla of Scott, Bart, and who else? Eric, of course. No, the parent company is French. It was to help you, Luna. But actually, I'm talking about two Scottish distilleries. And there's one I visited. It was the first one 16 years ago, and it's written in many parts of my website. And I've also talked about it, I think, on one of my videos. Maybe not enough. Yeah. I have talked about it in the NES video, I'm sure, because it's one of the new limited editions they did, and I loved it very much. And they used a special yeast in there. Oh my God, nobody's finding it. Oh, hi, Whiskey Jason, how you doing? Guten Tag, guten Abend, gute Nacht. Well, it's rather gute Nacht now. Okay, let me see in YouTube. I'm sure Whiskey Jason gonna find this one. 16 years ago, I visited a distillery, and I talked a lot about it on my website and a bit about it on my YouTube channel. The owner of this distillery is French, and he also owns another Scottish distillery than the one I'm asking for, and this one is the most praised open distillery, or at least the most speculative distillery from Islay. And I talked about it in several videos, even in my latest 10 years old video where I didn't select it. I talked about it and I explained why I didn't select it. I can't be more precise than that. Parent company is LVMH. This is a big clue. And LVMH owns two distilleries from Scotland. One is behind me. There you go. It is not the one to discover, but yeah, you're right. It's Ardbeg. So which is the other one, logically? My God. So you have to find the other distillery that LVMH owns. I think it's easy now, easier than ever. Plus, I told you it was from Northern Highlands. And there's a bottle right before me. Oh, no. Oh, Matt. Oh, no. No, so you... Prestige Liquids, Andrew discovered Ardbeg was one of the two that LVMH, a French luxury company, owns. What is the other one? And I have the bottle right before me. Not the latest 10 years old they do, but the previous 2000s edition, which I showed in my 10 years old review. Best 10 single malts of 10 years old from Scotland review. I'm puzzled, nobody. Okay, finally, Matt, you have it. Of course, it's Glenmorangie. Well done. So I'm glad you will have this. No. Okay. So Matt, have you already an idea of which samples would you like? 2 samples plus a bonus. So the Arran, Sherry Cask, Highland Park Thor, Lagavulin 12 from 2008. Maybe. Springbank 17, High Coast Timber, Larceny, Bourbon, or that's it basically, plus a bonus. I will reveal you once you choose your 2 whiskeys. Let me see if it... Arran and Lagavulin 12, okay. Let me write down Matt. Now, Matt, as it's my birthday and I do what I want, and I heard you about something, I showed you, I'm not a sadistic man. I'm gonna add to it this second release Flaming Heart, my friend, which is bottled at 48.9, and it is 10 to 16 years old content. Bottle is second release bottle in 2008. It's now rare. Oops. It's the only edition I have which is open. I also have the fourth, but I prefer to wait because these are getting expensive. I prefer to wait for it to be to finish the second one, which is I think it has a phenomenal score. I don't know, 96 or so, out of 100 from me, before opening the next one. Son of a French, that's not very kind. Yeah, I like to share what I love with people who love it. So when I can, I'm happy to do it. I was going to do it anyway, but I was waiting for the occasion. So now you can, Matt, you can DM me on Twitter. I think you are on Twitter. Please confirm, and we can DM in Twitter, so exchange addresses. So I can send you your 3 samples. And it's with my pleasure. Oh, Mike drop 10 bourbon. What is this? 56%. Cheers, Guillaume. Sounds good. The empty glass with the Cavalan is crazy. Okay, it's running from 1 hour and 30, so I might not be very, very long. I think it's a good time now to try this and give you my first impressions, guys. And I'm so happy the cork didn't broke, which it is very wet already, which I was very afraid of it. That's why I didn't uncork live, guys, because it's very hot in my flat almost all the year, and I have a lot of cork broke problems. I cannot put air condition because I will suffer from it. I have air condition at work, and I have diseases because of it. There you go, Matt. This is the color. And this is the bottle. Honestly, I haven't tried recent editions of the 12, so I can't really compare. There's 3 or 4 editions I didn't try. I've tried many of them in the past. This is the only one I have, only bottle I have. All the bottles you're gonna try, you're gonna have a sample, or here is, I don't have doubles, or not exact doubles, because even the Flaming Heart, the profile is changing a bit. But this one, it's all style Lagavulin, as I love. Woof. You're in for a treat, Matt. This is like the 16, but a bit youthful, with some dust, smoke, which can be a bit that can unplease newcomers to peated whiskies. That's much heavier than Colilla, for instance. But you know, it's everything you have in the 16 but condensed in something tighter, and that gets beautifully like a peacock's tail when you put a few drops of water. Yeah, of course, Guillaume, whiskey is for sharing. And I will never criticize MGP since I've tasted several offerings of them, and honestly, the Smooth Ambler range is very good. I love the Contradiction, for instance. Cheers, everyone, and Matt in particular. Yes, yes, yes. And don't get me wrong, Matt, Lagavulin is among my 10 favorite distilleries. And okay, Port Ellen is the first one, but to be among the 10, with Springbank, with Karizawa, with Yoichi, for instance, is not a small thing. There's now some citrus fruit developing, some vanilla in the background. There's a lot of bags of tea. Lapsang Souchong, obviously. There's some leather. I think it's leather in there. Let me try with a few drops. So yeah, I have no merchandising, no marketing stuff, nothing to sell. I have only 100 subscribers, so I can't even open to the super chat. I have troubles with PayPal, so I can't even ask for donations on PayPal. So it's very difficult. So I enjoy every sample, every bottle I can have from you guys, and honestly, kudos for that. Thank you so much. Oh, Luna, this is the one I didn't bought. I was a bit late on it. I know many of you guys praise it, the Glen Scotia Port Finish Campbelltown Festival. Yeah, if you can bring me a sample, I will be very happy about it. If it's not too much asking. Thank you. Yeah, the Glen Scotia Port Finish. Oh, who's leaving now? Yeah, Andrew. Okay. Bye, Andrew. See you soon. Oh, new comments. Sorry, I have to update this. Thank you, Andrew, again. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. Yeah, you guys are all lovely. Yeah, all must bow to the Lagavulin. And I love Ian. Honestly, I'm so sorry not to be able financially to get it to Isla. Did you get to Isla, Matt? I don't remember what you said in your live already. I would like so much. The guy is crazy. He pours some crazy doses to his visitors. I saw the Whiskey Geek video and the Captain 3D video. There's fantastic reports they did there. This is one to visit mandatorily, of course. Lagavulin, if you go to Isla. So yeah, Matt, I don't remember if you. Okay, you only have a sample. Don't worry about it, Luna. No problem. Oh, and thank you if you do so. But the best thing maybe is to share it together when you'll come. Just saying. So yeah, Matt, I don't see an answer. It goes a bit quicker on YouTube than on StreamYard for the comments. Yeah, we should visit the distillery for sure. My priorities, if I go to Isla, Lagavulin, of course, Lefroy, but first Lagavulin. Would like to see Beaumont as well. I know many people don't like Beaumont, but Oh, tomorrow's weather already. Great. Take care. Yeah. Take care, Andrew. And we get in touch. We're going to find a way to bring you samples. It's a shame you cannot try the Sullivan score. By the way, this was, let me show you this. This was one of the surprise giveaway today. An 11 years old Sullivan Cove from your country, mate. I find out how to send you this in a sample of this and of other expressions I have, last bottles I have. Now they're absolutely unreachable. This is a scandal because they're very good, but they're not. They're not 1960s, 1970s Scottish whiskies to be sold at 6, 80, 100, 1,000 euros even for one. This is completely stupid. Oh my God. This is Lagavulin. What can I say? Matt, if you don't, if you haven't, maybe if you're not there, you will watch it and the replay. And if you haven't seen it already, I'm sure you have, but have a look. It's on my playlist, Whiskey. I have selected it. Have a look at the Ian MacArthur 14th anniversary video, Diageo video interview made by Dave Broom, my friend Dave Broom. You will, it's a 8-10 minute video, and this is an interview where you don't have the question and you don't see the interviewer, just a picture of Dave in the end. Dave, by the way, is going to launch. You are lucky if you're in the UK. Is going to launch very soon. The Amber Light, the movie made by director. It's Adam, I think. It's a movie about Scottish whiskey, Scottish people and their relationship to whiskey. I've seen the trailer. Seems to be beautiful, and I cannot wait to see the movie. But yeah, going back to Lagavulin, everybody, and not only Matt, by the way, folks, friends, please have a look at you type on YouTube Ian MacArthur 40 years, Lagavulin, or Lagavulin Ian MacArthur, and you will see a beautiful interview. It brought me to tears the first time I saw it, honestly. He explained his life on Islay, warehousing, doing whiskey tours for people for 40 years. And it's absolutely touching interview. Really, you have to see that to understand, what happens in a small island, even which whiskey tourism and that. But there are people hard working for it behind the curtain. Okay, cheers everyone. I don't see any other comment now. I don't know if there's still people on board. I think we're gonna close it soon. Any question, guys, before I quit and I say bye-bye? Enjoying this beautiful Lagavulin. Yeah, the 16 is good. It has some issues around 2005 where there were only, there's a Lagavulin 16 sold everywhere. Any supermarket has it. So there was a time with a shortage of older cask where even this reference had to be not discontinued, but had issues, and issues with cask qualities, to be honest, and I'm not the only one to say that. So around 2005, there were some batches of Lagavulin that were absolutely catastrophic for me. And this is the time where very cleverly, and I was told so unofficially by the staff from Diageo, this was the time, I think 5 or 6, where they added to the portfolio of the blah blah blah, the malts, I forget everything. Must be written somewhere, by the way. Well, you know the range of Diageo classic malts. Sorry, guys, classic malts. They added several distilleries, Knockdo, doing the Knockdo, and Singlet of Dufftown, etc. But they mainly added Colilla, because Colilla has a lower production than Lagavulin, but there are many of the cast that are for Johnny Walker, and there's such a consistency in Colilla that they could, for a time, put this brand ahead and put away a bit Lagavulin, since they reconstitute the stocks with better casks. And I think, except a few years, it has gone better than the decade before. Plus, don't forget the 8 that here Whiskey Matt loves a lot. The 8 years old is absolutely great. Even the non-200th anniversary is a great expression. So yeah, Lagavulin's a great distillery, no doubt about it. Cheers to Ian. Okay, I don't see other comments. I don't know if it's still working, honestly. Anybody still there? Oh, Lagavulin says, Aaron asks, it's around 50 euros here in France. Oh, sorry, Lena, for your computer. Yeah, it's around 50. But in France, the problem with the 8 years old, guys, it's sold 79 euros. So, okay, it's 48% instead of 43, but it's a bit expensive for me. And honestly, I prefer to see if I can find it in other countries at a more decent price. Hi again, Jason. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna finish it soon. So yeah, I was talking Whiskey Jason. I was talking about Lagavulin because there was a question about Isla and the Highland distilleries, and there was samples to win. And yeah, Matt is a big fan. Matt from Ear Whiskey is a big fan of Lagavulin, and I didn't say it very loud, but I am too. And yeah, we're talking about the price of the Lagavulin 8. And yeah, it seems that in some countries it's only 40-50 euros, and in France is almost 80. So in continental Europe, we're one of the most disadvantaged for some whiskey references, where I know in Belgium, Netherlands, and Germany, they're much more interesting prices. I got two Benriachs, by the way, from a friend from Belgium a few years ago, and both were around 20 to 30 euros less than in France. So, and same also for another whiskey that was surprise giveaway, and I didn't have the occasion to. Bushmills 21. So yeah, Andrew's gonna add another whiskey, like I did, and even for Luna, we're gonna have 3 samples each. But Luna, if all works well, I'm gonna see you next month. So we'll arrange that on DM on Twitter to see what we can do. And Andrew is going to have several samples as well. We're going to also be in touch to make him have samples despite the distance. And Matt, for sure, we will be getting in touch to provide him his 3 samples. Oh, so what are you into? Guillaume, what are you sipping now? Yeah, we're talking about Isla, yeah. Never been to Isla yet, so it's one of my goals. If I can save enough money in the future, go to Glasgow. It's a bit ambitious, maybe too ambitious. Go to Glasgow, visit the Glasgow distilleries, Dinston, which now I have tasted more expressions than ever this year. And yeah, I didn't give you my answer. Sorry, guys. For some questions you didn't find out, my favorite whiskey of the year from the Salon du Gars show in French, which is a wine and spirit shows, was the Dinston 97 Palo Cortado finish at 51 or 50.8, something like that. I reviewed it on my website, gave it a high mark, and it's a beautifully crafted whiskey, 21 years old. And like I said, unfortunately around 200 euros and pretty much sold out everywhere. So, and at the same show, I've tasted 3 other limited editions, and everyone was good, honestly. Even the Bordeaux wine cask matured was lovely. The Fino was lovely, and another that blew my mind was the organic Oloroso, 16 years old, cask strength. Another stunner. You can have them all, right? So you have to choose your whiskeys, and yeah. So I was happy to have the dissertation this year. Though it's a bit youthful. It's beautiful, but it's a bit youthful. This Aaron, it's a bit young. I heard it was a 7 years old only, but Aaron distillate is very good. It's a bit maybe rushed, maybe a bit tight sherry, but I think it's going to open up with time. It's only the beginning, but the packaging once again is absolutely stunning. Sorry about the quality of the image, but you can see it if you go on the website and even on online shops. And what is very, for me, touching is that under the name Aaron's single malt scotch, there's some braille. In French, we say braille. Writing, printing. In fact, it's the writing for the blind people, so they can touch the bottle and understand what it is. I think it's fantastic. Never seen that elsewhere. And on the back, there's some elements, and it almost makes some waves under some rocks. This everything, the cork, everything. It's stunning, and even the box for something such basic, with the 2 birds and the steel, which is a trademark. Because when they launched the distillery, there were 2 birds of prey that passed exactly the moment that they started production, and so it becomes something mythical for. Oops! It's just an empty box. Okay, so many stories, so many things to say about whiskey. Yeah, Bry, it's the same. Oh, I missed some parts of the chat. Sorry, because there's so much delay here on StreamYard. I don't know. Let's try to find out. Donna Pass Whiskey in the US. Oh, okay. Thank you, Matt. I can't see Twitter at the moment, but I will see it after the live. Okay, my friend. Luna, thank you. Yeah, great birthday. Well, it's a private barfly birthday, but I'm happy you're there, guys. So I enjoy it this way. Okay, thank you, Guillaume. Thank you so much, and thank you again for your bottles and for our very cool sample swap. Ooh, well done, Donna Pass. You saved those two instants. Yeah. Great for blind tastings. I don't know which one you're talking about. Yeah, I agree. Oh, Braille. Okay, thank you, Whiskey Jason. Yeah. It's so thick, I think, except, again, sorry, Matt, except some Port Ellen, not many things can beat this. Okay, Lagavulin, 25 years old, bourbon, and Lagavulin, 25 years old, sherry. If you're, a last tip about this, if you can go to a whiskey show where there will be tokens, special tokens, or say coupons, a bit expensive, hopefully not more than 50 euros, will be an effort you will do. If you have the occasion, try the Lagavulin 25 years old, whether it's the 22 bourbon major, I think, cask edition, or the sherried 2016 200 anniversary edition. Both are cask strength, and both are fantastic whiskies. You find them in my top 75 whiskies out of 3,005 and so. It's history in a bottle. It's fantastic stuff. So go for it. I don't have them home. I would like to, but the oldest Lagavulin I have still unopened. It's a 17 in the. Oh no, it's a 12. No. No, I don't have more than 16 or so. The Distiller's Edition, an old one, by the way. Yeah, so that's it for Lagavulin. I don't have many Lagavulins, unfortunately. Yep. Let me see in YouTube. Okay, thank you very much, Matt. It was a pleasure to have you here, and we will catch up on Twitter. I will answer you, and then we'll see how we'll work this out. Okay, I think we're running now at almost 2 hours. It's getting long. Okay, so if nothing new comes up in a minute, I'm gonna call it quits, and thank you so much for your participation in there. And hopefully it was entertaining, interesting, and hopefully you have also on your side nice whiskies to try to go on your company. How much would I pay for a Lager 1650, 52 euros close to my place? Luna, just saying, if you want to bring back some bottles. Okay, good night then, Luna. I see that on YouTube. Oh, yeah, I know, Whiskey Jason. There was a classification made by Fitspot where, I was 51 on their ranking. I'm very honored because even if I'm not new to the whiskey world, I'm very new to whiskey blogging. There's 2 years I have these channels, but it was basically more video selections about music and about whiskey. So I wasn't creating anything. And one day I had a message from YouTube saying, we're going to deactivate many functions because, you're not creating content, basically. So I said, ugh. And at the same time, I had recurring demands to do, Greg, please do videos. I said, I don't feel so comfortable to do them. I'm not good on technique, on editing and stuff. Will people be interested? And people say, oh, we have already some that do that with no editing, so why not you? And I said, okay, let's try. I didn't feel comfortable at the beginning. I'm better now, even in live. I'm still learning things. I have to change to have a better lighting, better camera. I'm going to invest in that when I can. But yeah, I enjoy it. And the community, despite some trolls sometimes or some unpolite behavior, basically, mainly, it's a great community. And I hope to be able soon to meet some of you guys, because even, I mean, not only the YouTubers, but the guys in the chat, there's fantastic people over there. We have made some contacts with some of you guys, and really enjoying this dialogue, also with some new, very promising channels. So yeah, it's very pleasant. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching, and there will be more coming in, special bourbons you have to try, special, what else, it's all on the channel news video, and also working to have some other Meet the Masters guests. There's some talking with 3 people, different people, that could come here by the end of the year or the beginning of the new year. And like I maybe haven't said, I'm considering the expression Meet the Masters, not only about master blenders, master distillers, but basically connoisseurs, experimented people, professional in their domain, or people who are authorities, let's say, that can speak about whiskey, whether it's production, cask selection, cask blending, or even if we have a cooper someday, master cooper that works in a big cooperage, or if we have a sherry maker, things that are related. Even designer, I would love to have the designer of this on board, because part of the pleasure and of the attraction and the decision to buy is also the packaging, even if it's not a perfume. And at the end of the day, you drink it, but it's the visual is important as well. So yeah. So thank you very much for watching. I think we're going to finish it there. I'm just checking out. Yeah, I think. So thank you again very much. And see you soon in another video, and really appreciate it. Thank you so much. See you and have a great week. Bye-bye.